Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23 and it is time for round 13 of our Moto3 career mode. It's time for the Misano World Circuit of Marco Simoncelli. So we're going to be starting in the best possible grid position. This is pole position for us. We'll wait for the red lights to disappear and we are go here in Misano. Alongside me is Daniel Holgado, and as you can see on the objective to the right hand side of the screen, he is our objective to beat here today. Now, I've not had many different challenges apart from Tatsuki Suzuki, now Holgado, and I think that's pretty much it. And I will be honest with you guys, I don't have much faith with the AI in this one. I think this one is going to be a Misano masterclass of complete domination. We're already down to power setting 2 and we're already up by 0.8 of a second. Now, Misano has always been the track where the AI struggle at, and it does appear that that will be the case here today. I'm certainly hoping that they can fight back for the latter stages of the Grand Prix, but I'm not convinced that will happen. So what we're going to do today is really focus on getting the best possible lap times I can do, and also stay consistent, because there's nothing worse when you start to fall by the wayside and start to make mistakes. So I'm going to do my very own Jorge Lorenzo special here today in Misano, because Misano is typically one of my favourite tracks ever in MotoGP, and honestly I always do well here, regardless whether it's Superbike 22, MotoGP or anything else that it's been put in the past. But I know that AI tend to struggle, so I think what we've got is a unbalanced race here. I'm pretty good at this track, and the AI, quite frankly, are not. They're already 2.5 seconds and I'm in power setting 2 mode. This is going to be a domination like no other. So I guess we're going to hope for a 10-second advantage. That might be too minimal, but we'll go for the 10-second and see what happens. So in today's video we're going to do probably a lot of talking, a lot of chin wagging, because I'm not convinced that the AI is going to fight back. So before I get into my questions, guys and gals, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe. It does help out the channel quite a lot, and of course if you enjoy the content, it just works out best for both of us, doesn't it? So you guys get lots of content and I get more subscribers. Everyone's a winner, trust me. Everyone's going to be happy with that outcome. But first, anyway, we need to get to business. We need to discuss a couple of questions that I am posing to you guys as the aces. First and foremost, in races such as this, where I'm going to be pretty much dominating and just churning out the lap times, would you prefer a reduced race distance or to keep it at the same? Because I do appreciate there's a lot of people who still enjoy the content regardless whether it's exciting, a little bit dull, or maybe just complete all-out warfare or domination. Some people don't mind, so let me know in the comment section down below. I'll probably go for the majority vote. So if you want to see maybe 6 or 7 laps in a race like this so I can focus on the next one quickly, entirely up to you. Just let me know in the comment section down below. Now, of course, I have been receiving a lot of comments recently about moving up to MotoGP. I'm looking forward to it as much as you guys are as well, but honestly, I really love the smaller CC bikes, because let's be honest, after we move up to Moto2 and MotoGP, we very rarely come back, if at all, and we never tend to touch them again. And I really love the 250cc's. I think they're fantastic, they're so enjoyable, the racing is brilliant at certain tracks, and they're probably the only one that really makes me push and work extra to make it, you know, a little bit more battles and to get more excitement in, because you can work well if you drop down the power, like we did in the Red Bull Ring of Austria, for example, and some races this season have just been really intense. Now, for MotoGP class, especially in last year's game and the year before, MotoGP was a doddle. I was on power setting 1 and we were still dominating most races, so I'm trying to find the best of which is the most interesting and which one can really enhance the content. So let me just point out there as well, actually, guys, that I love the commentary side. I love being really hyper and excited about what's happening on screen and making you guys feel the same way. And I appreciate that I can't really do much in a race like this one. So if I'm going to go up to MotoGP with all the hype and excitement and it's just me dominating even on the hardest difficulty, I'm probably going to be a little bit disappointed. So I'm still going to take my time, continue with Moto3 as we've been doing. I upload every other few days, and then for Moto2 I'll be doing the same thing. But as always, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Let me know in the comments section, how do you feel about me staying in Moto3 for a little bit longer, Moto2, and then eventually into MotoGP. Now, of course, hoping for more intense battles this season, I do really need to get back onto the Superbike 22 career mode, because with the BMW M1000RR in Superbike 22, we had some really great, intense racing, and to be honest with you, I've been playing it again recently, and I feel like I found a bit of something extra. I'm going to do a video very soon because I want to talk about what I found, and I feel really good on Superbike 22, so I'm hoping when we get back to doing the career mode videos on there that it was going to be a pretty tough competition with some great overtakes and lots of battles. Pretty much what we're hoping for in Superbike 22, Superbike Real Life, after Alvaro Bautista just dominates every other race. Although, maybe this weekend in Most, things will be different. So here's hoping for at least. Anyway, but yeah, there's a couple of questions for you guys. I do hope you'll let me know in the comments section down below. I'm very curious to hear your guys' opinions, and of course, always do enjoy replying back to the comments in there as well. Now, of course, I have been quite busy this week. I've had a new opportunity come my way. I can't speak too much about it, but I'm pretty much hectic all the time at the minute, so if I do take a little bit longer to get back to your comments, please don't be offended. I'm just trying to get through as much stuff as I can and balance pretty much everything at the moment, work, life, you name it, so just bear with me if you can. But I do appreciate all the comments, and honestly I do really enjoy reading them and giving back some opinions, and even with the guides as well, because I do really want you guys to be up to my level, if not higher, so that way more opportunities for you guys to then join championships, and just generally pushes me to the limit then to make me continue to go faster, because there's nothing worse than status quo. There's nothing worse than staying put in that regard. You always got to keep pushing and always got to keep hoping for more. Stay innovative and stay ace, of course. So anyway, back to the business at hand. We are doing Misano, of course. We're 4 laps in. Not a single bit of competition from behind. Daniel Holgado, as a matter of fact, is 7 seconds behind us. But in turn, he's probably around 7 seconds ahead of Tatsuki-san as well. Suzuki's just approaching, well, he's just past Sector 3 now, and he is nowhere to be seen. Chamamasya in 4th place with David Munoz in 5th, Ryusei Yamanaka, Diogo Moreira, who was the former championship leader in this season, and Xavier Artigas down there in 8th place. But for us, setting those 1 minute 45s flat pretty much, we really can't be contended with. But I'm just expecting Holgado to maybe take a couple of tenths, maybe a couple of seconds away from me towards the end. We'll see. Maybe I should have considered dropping down to power setting 1, but I think at this point I'm just happy to continue plodding at that speed, because I want to see what lap times we can do. If we get so many lap times in a row with a nice, smooth, consistent pace, then yeah, I'll end the video as a very happy man. But what I will say, and what I do know, is this is going to be 25 perfect points for us in our championship challenge this season. 8 seconds adrift from Daniel Holgado, that's a perfect 5 points ahead of the number 96, and with an 8-second gap, I just don't see him really getting back to me. Now, it would be interesting, of course, if I crashed. Then things would get really close, but honestly, I think even with the speed we've got, I could still probably fight back and win this one. I think the last time we dominated as much as this early on would have been Portimao. We did very well in Catalonia as well, and I was actually expecting a more thrilling battle in the Catalan GP, but it never actually arrived. And now this lap is looking to be a bit of a disappointment, perhaps. Maybe down to mid 145. Certainly not going to be competing with the 44.7 we set earlier on, but into the left-hand side for the Misano corner here in turn 16. Get right, oh, I love that corner. Coming out to the Misano corner, getting caught in the rumble strip, just clipping that white, fatter line on the circuit. It's just great. It's just a really nice, rewarding feeling into the final corner here. And I've got to be honest, I do love this circuit. It's a bit flat for the tracks I usually like, but I just love the layout. So fast, so quick, hard braking zones and gentle braking, and it's just a beautiful circuit. Do really love this one, and there's been some great battles here in the past as well, so lots of feeling towards the Misano Marco Simoncelli World Circuit as we now go onto the brakes into turn 8, which is La Quercia. Into turn 8 we go. Hard on the brakes. I've just noticed that rear brake has got a little bit cold. May May have to start using that in the next couple of corners just to warm it up again. Just in case we do really need to hit the brakes hard, it will be working at optimal temperature. But into Tramonto we go for turn 10. Position ourselves up for the straight. Nice exit here, just 0.3 of a second behind where we were on the best lap of the race in lap 2. I'd be surprised if we can beat that towards the end, but we'll see how we go. Medium front and soft rear in this one as well, guys. Thought to keep things interesting with the soft rear. Maybe next time could keep things even more interesting if I go for the soft front. Soft front is not really a tyre I tend to choose. I think if you watch back all of the videos, I don't think I've chosen the soft front at any point this season. Now I'll tell you one thing would be really interesting is if we got some rain here, but it certainly doesn't look like it. It's too bright and sunny for a change of the weather conditions, but coming out to the final corner, just flicking the bike up into its neutral state across the line. This could be another 44. It is! Back into the 144s, guys and gals. A 144.925 on the Marco Simoncelli Honda. The SICK 58 Squadra Honda, of course, owned by his father, Paolo Simoncelli. So we're past half distance in this Grand Prix so far. We're just approaching the 10-second advantage. Now, quick question for any of you trivia guys out there. When was the last time a Moto3 race was won by over 10 seconds? Genuinely curious to see if you guys know the answer to that one. I'm not sure if it was either Danny Kent, Joan Mir, but it could have been sooner than then, perhaps. Maybe Jorge Martin once did it. I'm not entirely sure. But those are my picks anyway. Let me know who has led by 10 seconds, or at least won the race by 10 seconds in the past couple of years in Moto3. So, into Tramonto. Bit of trivia for you guys there. I would like to... Tell you what, I'll set up a poll for that. I'll set up a poll for when this video comes out on Sunday and see if you guys can get the answer right. I'll drop it just either at the same time or just after the Misano Grand Prix, but I'll be honest with you, it could be a splattering of names. I don't actually know who it is, but my pick was Joan Mir or Danny Kent. And speaking of Danny Kent, he got on the podium a few weeks ago in Snetterton. And that was, of course, in British Superbike. Might be not a couple of weeks ago now. Maybe I've just completely lost track of time. Oh my goodness! Got caught into turn 15. The only interesting part of this video, and I almost crashed. Getting cocky, talking about trivia and whatnot. Need to be focusing on the race. We lost terribly, but half a second. Well, that has really put the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? That has really brought the excitement. I'm being sarcastic here. Unfortunately, we still have a 10-second advantage to Daniel Holgado. But I tell you one thing, it certainly woke us up. A tenth of a second already going into our delta there. Could this be done? Into the change direction and back across into the left-hand side for turn 6. Nice apex, but just didn't quite get the power on at the right time. We're losing about a tenth. But, I mean, a tenth, 2 tenths, 3, it really doesn't matter, does it, at this stage? I'm looking for 15-second win at this point. We've got 4.5 laps remaining here in Misano. Holgado has definitely got second place signed, sealed, and delivered, and it looks like Suzuki has also done the same. So good job to him for getting the better out of his teammate Yamamasa. And don't forget, those two are leading the team's leaderboard, the team's championship. The Leopard Honda, the drink that nobody can find or buy, is leading the way here in our Moto3 career mode. Now, I probably should have changed the gear ratio in this one because you can hear the 250cc Honda just screaming as we go into Cavone turn 12 and then into turn 13 as well. Just screaming all of the time. Now, of course, guys, I don't know whether we need to be looking at the top 8, but I'm just curious to see if there's any surprises in there. I would say Munoz and Yamanaka are both a bit surprising. We had a brilliant result in Catalonia where we had 2 riders who have never really featured in the top 10 in our Moto3 career mode in the form of Lorenzo Fallon on the CIP Green Power KTM, and of course my teammate Ricky Rossi was already up there in the top 6. That was great to see. I was hoping we could get something else like that. Not seeing anything yet, and I tell you what, one thing I've just completely skipped over in this one. There's been no fastest lap, and I do know a fix to get that back, and it is that you start the race and then restart the race. I have found that I have had to do that for every single round this season, where I've started the race and immediately restart, and it looks like for this one I just completely forgot to do the restart, so apologies that we don't see who is the fastest rider on track, but I've got to be honest with you, I'm probably going to spoil it for you, but I'm guessing it's us. I think we're the fastest rider on track, and considering we're up by 12 seconds, and we're still trending in the 44s, I think my suspicion is probably right there. I think it is definitely me leading the way with a 1:44.732, but after that scare on lap 7, it looks like we bounced straight back into the good rhythm of getting a 1:44 once again. Now, as something that I have noticed, and you guys have probably found it as well, I tend to do a lot of good fast laps in a row and then one mistake. It seems to be really happening a lot in Moto 3. Can't say I do the same for the other ones. Maybe in the video with Superbike the other day, if that uploaded correctly, maybe I did that in there as well, because there's just a couple of laps that obviously everything's running well, and then we get one not ideal lap time that just doesn't go to plan. Maybe that was this one, but I tell you what, coming out of the Misano corner, across the line, very nearly improved the lap time again, a 1:44.732. And if my maths didn't fail me, that is 17,000th of a second we were slower. Well, I tell you what, it's coming into its own now. Never mind about the top 8, never mind about anyone else on the picture right now, apart from the man leading this Grand Prix. The number 47 will soon be numero uno if we stayed in Moto 3, because we are just on another level. And I've got to be honest with you, this feels good. This feels really nice. I was on Superbike 22 the other day, I played a bit of Ride 4, I came back to Moto 3, and I didn't look too good. I did the guide in SoCal as well, and I didn't think that one went too well. I wasn't particularly proud of that video. But honestly, I'm feeling it again, and this means when I go back to Superbike, I've probably lost that feeling there as well. Oh, the balancing act of a 28-year-old content creator. Oh, speaking of, actually, I'm soon to be 29. On Tuesday, I do believe it is, so I'm going to get my calendar out just to make sure. Should be the 2nd of August. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, as a matter of fact, so hopefully I'll be doing a live stream or something then. I'll see what time I have available, but if I can, I'll go online with you guys. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see that. A little birthday stream for DrAce as we come out of Caro for turn 14 into the left-hand side for 15. Be careful of the 15th corner. We've seen so many crashes there over the years. It's such a fast corner, and going too tight to the apex just means you crash pretty much instantly. Good exit coming out of Misano, which will set us up nicely for the penultimate lap. We could very well get to 20-second advantage, but honestly, it really wouldn't matter. Daniel Holgado is so far behind, the rest of the competition is as well. It's, 2.5 tenths of a second into the Doctor's favour. Here's the 658 Quadricorsa Honda going to get another 1:44 lap time. It's going to be very close, and I've got to say, I'm happy. I'm really happy with those lap times coming in here. We've been on power setting 2 for the duration of this Grand Prix. We've got the soft option rear tyre in. We've been consistent. We're still trending to be improving the lap time again. We had a slight scare in turn 15, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world, and we're going to dominate this Grand Prix. Even though this video may not have been the most exciting and enticing, I've tried my best to make it fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys appreciate that at the very least, because I totally could have skipped through this one. I could have skipped through, I could have reduced the time, I could have edited it down after losing a couple of laps, but for those people who enjoy watching the full race, and this one is for you guys here, because we have just one more lap, and I'll be honest with you, I love this track so much that I could probably do the full 100% distance, the full 24 laps here, no problem at all. It was a pleasure to race here and do the duration of this Grand Prix. And I find that the longer laps, the more I begin to appreciate the tracks. There's a lot of nuances you find just by racing, and sometimes I find it more in a race than I would in a time trial session. And the biggest time I find that is usually when I've made a small mistake and I'm fighting back against the AI, but I tell you what, across the line, we've just beaten our best lap on the penultimate lap. Dedication to its finest. if you want to see a DrAce video and you want to see and appreciate the effort I go through, it's exactly right here. Still pushing 11 laps in. And don't get me wrong, we're not going to stop there. Come on. It's me. You know how much I love to continue pushing, going for the fast lap, the final bit. I'm going to chomp at the bit until we get even better on this last lap. But yeah, but seriously guys, honestly, I really enjoyed making this one. I know maybe the commentary's been a bit off, but I've just really enjoyed this race. I really enjoyed just constantly churning out those lap times and just having a good time with it. Sometimes you might find yourself drifting off ever so slightly where you think maybe the thumbnail could be this, maybe the title could be that, but honestly, I just felt really good in this one. Just wanted to keep on pushing, and I could have done the 24 laps. Maybe in the future we're going to get some 100% races on here, ready for me to commentate on. Hopefully we'll get some good battles, but we'll see in the future. And of course, if you want to see that, be sure to let me know. But as we get across into the final couple of corners now, we are just exiting sector 3, just as we get across this little bit, as we prepare ourselves for the braking marker for turn 14. It looks like we have got the job done. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a 25 perfect point weekend. It's going to be the perfect weekend, as a matter of fact. Pole position, qualifying, yeah, you get my point. Pole position in qualifying, fastest lap, and the race victory. If you're still watching at this point, be sure to comment down below. Perfect weekend. So there you are then guys, achievement unlocked for me, yay. Cheers to everyone. But yes, 22-second advantage we did win the race by, so thank you Daniel Holgado and Suzuki for trying to keep me honest, but it really didn't happen. 50 seconds ahead of Dennis Onchu down there in 9th. What a pasting. What a perfect weekend. So there is the championship standings on screen. We did increase our lead now to 32 points. Diogo Moreira's disappointing performance puts him down behind Jama Masia. He's 2 points behind Masia with 54 points, trailing the championship leader. So there you are then guys, round 13 has concluded here in Misano. I do appreciate you watching the video this long, and if you're still here, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Perfect weekend. Thanks for watching guys, see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.